Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode. Sorry it's been a little bit delayed. It's getting into winter and we've got a lot of leaves on the track. So this week we've been working on our scenery again, of course, still working on the scenery. And you'll see something new that I've been doing as well. And of course I bought something else this week, so we can unpack that to start with. So let's just open this up and see what we got this week. eBay again, of course, boys. Always eBay. I should stop looking at eBay, then I won't have that problem. That's packed nicely. And it's a little box. Now you might recognise these boxes. You probably remember seeing some of the other ones. So what is it this week? It is a N-scale model building, of course, but it is a church. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? We've got a church. We bought a church. So let's see if we can open up the box. Carefully. Okay. Doesn't want to open very carefully. There we go. Take it out. And there is our local parish church. That'll go on one of the hills. So it's got a little hatch there. That's where people come up the ladder onto the top of the church building. Yeah, got a nice little door entrance and some windows. A little window in that end, little windows in there as well. Now this one, I got it for a bit of a bargain price. Can you see that the window is actually broken? So I think maybe some burglars tried to break into the church and they broke one of the windows. So I guess we could have some workmen fixing it when we install the church onto the hill. So now that you can see inside, there's not a lot to go inside, is there? So, but anyway, there you go. So, one church building. Oh, that's got a bit of a window on it, a bit of glass. Can you see inside? You see that? There's like a little bit of plastic that makes it look like a glass window. So, yeah, it's quite a cute little church. Let me bring the camera down. There you go. Right, we're going to put some plaster, some light plaster on this section, just to tidy that up a little bit. So I've already got my plaster in there. I need a little bit of water. So let me just get a cup of water. There is one bit of water in there. That may well do it. So we're going to give it a stir around and see how we get on. It may not be enough water, but I don't think it will be enough water. Yeah, it's going to be too thick. We're going to need some more water. Try another one. I don't really want it thick, and so we'll try 1.5 cups of water. Yeah, maybe that's better. Okay, so we're going to use our paintbrush to paint the plaster on. So let me just scrape that off for now. So, actually I can wet the paintbrush anyway. So, get a bit of plaster on it, and like we've done before, we're just going to paint that onto the surface so we can cover up all the holes. Get that in there. It doesn't have to be beautiful. So I'm going to come around the back, it's easier. Just to cover up all the holes, and then we can paint over that as well once that's done. Minding the track, of course, which I just didn't do. Just for fun, I put a bit of brown paint in the plaster. just to see what happens, see if it looks silly or not. It saves me painting it on later, I guess. I think it's not really gone very well. There you go. Looks more like chocolate, hot chocolate, or thick hot chocolate. So perhaps not quite the effect that I was expecting. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. We can paint over it later. Well, we haven't been doing a lot on our other hill, so I'm going to glue down this next section so we can start to build up the hill on this side. So we can start finishing off some of the tunnel entrances on this as well. We're going to start looking at the different ballast colours that I've got and see how they look on the track. So I have this little device here, which is quite cool. This is a ballast hopper. Yeah, hopper like the things that you hop on, but it's not like that. A hopper means it's something that holds stuff. So this actually holds the ballast. So if you can see underneath, there's some little holes in here that will let the stones out, the ballast out. And can you see there's some grooves cut in the plastic as well? So actually that will sit just on the rails, so it doesn't move that much sideways. And then now we can just pull it along the rails, and then all the stones will fall out of the hopper at the bottom and feed onto the track nicely. Well, that's the plan. So I'm just going to experiment quickly. I've got two different colours of ballast. I've got some lighter grey, and then I've got some darker grey. Well, slightly different anyway. So I was going to try them both and see what looks nice. So we'll give them both a go and see what happens, eh? So I'm going to use my little spoon. So we'll use the darker one first. I'm going to start a little bit this way. So I'm going to put some stones in there. So can you see that? Can you see they've gone in the hopper? So we tuck them down a bit, and then we just bring it along, move it along, and can you see it all drops out of the hopper onto the track. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? And let's get rid of those ones out of the hopper. So yeah, so you can see that. Obviously, I've now got to do a little bit of adjustment to that. So we normally, you whack it with a spoon. And can you see now the sleepers have appeared? Probably a little bit too much in the middle there. Let's get a bit more out of the middle. Give it another whack. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's all right. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? So perhaps let's try the lighter grey. We'll start at this end with the lighter grey and come back towards it. So again, just not going to put too much in, just a bit. And then we start pushing it this way, slowly, 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 and it lets it out onto the track. Or not, a little bit out, but anyway, that's it. Yeah, normally you have a bit more in there, so it weights it down. But anyway, it's doing the job. It's not too bad. So there we go. Oh, no, putting back in the right one. So, get rid of that a little bit, too much. And again, we give it a whack with a spoon. So, there we go. Now, I don't know really if there's a lot of difference. Let's try and put the camera a little bit further down and we'll zoom in. There's the slightly darker one and that's the slightly lighter one. I don't really know if they look any different, to be honest with you. Once they're on, you can see there's black speckles in this one and there's no dark speckles in this side. But anyway, okay, well, we get the idea, don't we? So I'm gonna have to clean this bit up
because I'm not going to glue this yet. So what we do then is we put glue over the stones. We get water and glue and pour it over the stones, and the water and the glue then help the stones stick together, and then they don't move around. So we will do that later, but yeah, now it's just really testing it out. I'm going to have to put these ballast stones in the tunnels, so I really just wanted to take a look and see which one I was going to use, but I don't think it really matters. I'll probably use the slightly darker one to put into the tunnels. So that will be one of the next jobs that I've got to do. I've got to put the ballast in the tunnels before I put the roof on the tunnels, otherwise I'm not going to be able to get in there very easily. So that will probably be my next job.
Well, we don't like wasting anything, do we? So I've got a hoover. I'm going to try and hoover this up, collect it in the little box, and we'll see if we can save it. Can you see all the stones in there now? So I can get those out, and then I can put those in another jar, and we'll save those just in case we need them later. Well, I'm getting all excited about finishing off my hill to put the roof on, and of course I forgot that I haven't put this tunnel portal in yet either. So now we need to position that one in. So he needs to come back a bit. I'm going to have to cut away some of this foam that we've got here on this section. So I'm going to cut away that foam just to be able to position him in place. Again, we've got the fake tunnel portal I'll put on there just temporarily to hold, so we can hold him in. But yeah, that's going to have to come over a bit. So I've got to cut away this first. Well, this area that we coloured in is dried out now, and as you can see, it seems to have gone a bit pink for some reason. But anyway, we did put brown in there, but yeah, it's gone pinky. So I'm going to paint over this whole area now with some brown paint. So yeah, just to cover it all up. Well, I'm struggling this week to try and think of things to do. So I was thinking maybe we'll try and do some grass. So I was going where the bridge is going over the back there. I need to really get some of that scenic stuff done, the grass and things, before I put the bridge in. So probably it's a good time to start thinking about that. So I've got some grass glue that we'll put down. I use my little brush to put the grass glue down, and then we will take some of our static grass, we'll fill up our puffer bottle halfway with the grass, and then we'll shake it up and down lots, and then we will be, if I can find the puffer lid, we'll put the puffer lid on, and then now I will then puff the grass all over the glue. So then hopefully that will also, because of the static in the bottle, then that will help the grass stand up a little bit. So we'll see how we get on with this process. And yes, you'll see how it looks after we're done. There you can see where the grass has stuck nicely to the glue and not in the middle where I didn't put the glue. I will leave this to dry, probably for a few hours, and then we can hoover up the remains of the grass. We have this section here that we needed to sort out this gap. So I've got a bit of foam, will fit in there. And then remember we had glued or created our little shelf piece that will go on top of there to sit on that section. So now I've got to make these all fit together. So that means cutting away some of this piece. So I need to cut away this section here a little bit so that will fit inside there. Because at the moment it's still a little bit tight, it doesn't quite fit. So give that a little bit of a cut and carve away on this edge, and then we'll make that fit in there. Well guys, thanks very much for joining us this week. We'll see you next time.